Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Ayo Olufade, the host of STEM Spark Think STEM Career Podcast. I'm here again this evening, still honoring the passing of Dr. Gladys West. I have a quiz for you. So let me start with this. It is a global utility. This technology is not just useful here in the United States, but it is useful all over the globe. What is it? I paused for a few seconds because, as an educator, the best practice is just to wait for a few seconds, give my students a chance to think through the question, to collaborate, to talk about the question, if possible, and then we start having a dialogue. Recently, a giant in our community passed on to grace. It's not always that we're all fortunate to be alive, living in a time, someone that is so significant to our technology, to our innovation and civilization, actually walked this earth. So for us to be alive at the same time that an individual that is so phenomenal, that is so incredibly gifted, and for someone that is gifted to a point whereby they light the world, they're like a lamp, like a light that is placed on top of a mountain, that is a light to those of us that are in the valley. For us to be alive when they're alive is just, it's such a, it's like I can almost pinch myself. I've never met her, but I know of her work because I'm a scientist just like she is, a different type of scientist. She's a mathematician. I'm a biotechnologist. It's really incredible to read about her, to know about her, to also know about the significance of her work. So, this is the reason why I'm taking the time to celebrate and to honor this wonderful lady. The math that I'm now talking about, Dr. Gladys West, the math that Dr. Gladys West performed in Virginia is now the invisible pulse of the entire planet. Because she modeled the Earth's shape so accurately, the system worked everywhere, from the middle of the Pacific Ocean to the most remote village in the Indies. When you consider and look at the scale of it, what she did, what she helped create, it is a global information infrastructure. The significance of what she did, it's like she helped gave the world a lifeline. The impact of her work outside the US is very transformative. What do I mean by that? Let's talk about humanitarian aid and disaster relief. When a tsunami or an earthquake hits a region where all local landmark and road sign have been wiped out, aid workers use GPS to drop supplies and navigate. Without Dr. West, those coordinates could be off by hundreds of meters, potentially landing food or medicine in area far away from those that really need it, or maybe in the sea, maybe in the jungle, where people cannot really access it. Now let's talk about precision agriculture in developing nation. Farmers in places like in Brazil, sub-Saharan Africa, use GPS-guided tractors and drones to plant seed and apply fertilizer with centimeters level precision. This precision increase or the application of this GPS to precisely seed, plant seed, increase food yield, and protects the environment. What about in terms of aviation? And global shipping, every international flight and every massive container ship crossing Atlantic Ocean or maybe Indian Ocean uses the same mathematics to ensure they don't collide and that they find their destination through fogs and storm. We all know about SpaceX. I mean, the technology that the incredible work that we see Elon Musk and his company is doing with SpaceX. I wonder how easy it will have been. Not to say that all of these things will not have been possible, but the foundation that she helped laid made a lot of these things possible. What about in defense? In defense, in military defense, our pilots, how will they have managed coordinated attack? That will have been really difficult. What about in terms of space exploration? Now we're planning, at least as far as I know, the United States is looking forward to putting boots on moon and possibly put boots on Mars. So her work connected the unconnected. That is the beauty of what she has done. And she's a woman. And she's a colored woman. She's a black woman. I often say, stop underestimating women. If women are given opportunities, imagine what women can do or what women will do. They will make this world of ours a much, much better place. In many parts of the world, people skip the landline to mobile phone. I know this very well, especially in Africa. They love their mobile phones. Because of Dr. West's work, a small scale entrepreneur in Nairobi, for example, or a fisherman in Southeast Asia can use a smartphone to track weather patterns, find buyers for their goods, and use digital banking, all of which require precise time stamping and location data. that GPS provides. But Dr. West is not the only individual of color who has done wonders for our world. There are others also. While Dr. West provided the map, other Black innovators built the road and vehicle for this global digital age that we all live in. So let me give some example. Dr. Shirley Jackson. What's her contribution? Her contribution is in research in fiber optics. What is the global impact? Remember that cable that we put underwater? The underwater cable that carries internet across the ocean? Her work laid the foundation to that. And she's a Black woman, a colored woman. What about James West, Dr. James West? What's his contribution? Electret microphone. What is the global impact? It is used in 90% of all microphones globally, including your phone. Did you know that? Another person is Marian Kroc. Think about the voice over IP. I'm using Zoom to do this recording. Without her work, this would not have been possible, right? For many, that depends on WhatsApp calls and Skype. It is her work that laid the foundation to such technology. What about Jesse Russell? What is his contribution? Digital cellular technology. What is the global impact? Imagine your phone without the mobile phone tower. The mobile phone towers helped connect the world. These are some few Blacks or people of color who have laid the foundation to some of the things that we take for granted in terms of digital technology. It is a striking thought, though. Imagine if you remove the contribution of few of these individuals. Imagine if Dr. West was never born. Or imagine if she was not resilient enough, despite all of our experience, she gave up. Or imagine if Dr. Shirley Jackson also gave up because of her experience. Or James West gave up. Imagine if Marian Kroc gave up. Imagine if Jesse Russell gave up. Imagine if all the barriers that were laid in front of them impede their progress. Where will the world be? I want to celebrate Dr. West and show or highlight the importance of what she has done and the importance of the contributions of many giants from the community of colored, their contribution to our world, despite the challenges that they face. If we remove the contribution of these few individuals, the modern global economy will essentially go dark. The world depends on the brilliance of people who were often marginalized by the very society they were trying to advance. And even right now, as we speak, one of the greatest benefits that the United States of America has is our diversity. We need to celebrate our diversity. No other place in the world is like the United States of America. The diversity of mind, the contribution of different background to our society, to our economy, is a saving grace. So this week, as we go about our business, let us remember Dr. West. Let us keep her family in prayers, her family and friends in prayers. Let us cherish the colored people that are in our community. God put us all together for a reason, and we all have something to contribute. But we need to encourage one another, support one another, not tear each other down. We need to also remember that we stand on the shoulder of giants. And as we stand on the shoulders of giants, we also have to continue to keep the lamp lit up. Got to keep the oil running so that the next generation can also stand on our shoulders. And the brilliance of our nation shines. May the legacy of Dr. Gladys West be memorable. Thank you, everyone, for listening to me. Have a good night.